The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in golden light. The colours blended seamlessly, creating a breathtaking canvas that seemed almost otherworldly. The golden hues reflected off the calm waters, making the sea look like it was sprinkled with tiny diamonds. The air was warm and salty as Elara walked along the cobblestone streets of Estellia. The village had a timeless charm, with its whitewashed houses and vibrant bougainvillea climbing the walls. Each step she took echoed softly, mingling with the distant sounds of the waves crashing against the shore. The village was alive. Fishermen were returning with their catches, their boats bobbing gently in the harbour. The scent of fresh fish and the sound of their laughter filled the air, adding to the village's lively atmosphere. The fishermen's faces were weathered but content, a testament to their hard work and connection to the sea. And children chased each other through the square. Their laughter was infectious, bringing a sense of joy and innocence to the evening. The square was the heart of the village, where everyone gathered to share stories and enjoy each other's company.
The scent of the sea always reminds me of home. It's a scent that carries memories of childhood, of days spent playing on the beach and nights listening to the waves.
Her long dark hair billowed in the gentle breeze, catching the last rays of the setting sun. The wind seemed to whisper secrets, carrying stories from distant lands and times long past, as she tucked a loose strand behind her ear. It was a simple gesture, but it spoke volumes about her connection to this place. Her eyes, the colour of the sea after a storm, held a hint of longing. They reflected the depth and mystery of the ocean, a mirror to her soul. She continued her walk, drawn towards the cliffs where the old lighthouse stood, a sentinel against the darkness. The lighthouse had stood there for centuries, guiding sailors safely to shore. It was a symbol of hope and resilience, much like Elara herself. As she approached, she felt a sense of peace, knowing that no matter where life took her, Estellia would always be her home. The lighthouse loomed above her, imposing and mysterious. Its whitewashed walls were weathered and the lantern room's glass was dark. Elara had always felt a strange pull towards it, like a whisper in her soul.
There's a presence here, I can sense it.
She heard a sound, faint but beautiful, a haunting and ethereal melody. Elara saw it, a conch shell half buried in the sand. She picked it up and held it to her ear. The melody was clearer now, weaving a tale of longing and loss. The melody drew Elara in, leading her to the lighthouse door. The door was unlocked, creaking open as if inviting her in. She stepped inside, the air thick with dust and the scent of salt. The room was bare, save for a spiral staircase in the center.
Each step, it's like a mournful song.
She ascended the stairs, the melody from the conch growing stronger, guiding her. At the top, the lantern room was dimly lit, dust motes dancing in the faint rays of the setting sun. And there she saw them, a portrait and a leather-bound journal on a small, dusty table. The portrait was of a young man with piercing blue eyes and sun-kissed skin, wearing a sailor's garb. His eyes seemed to hold the depth of the ocean, reflecting both the calm and the storm. The lines on his face told tales of countless voyages, of battles fought and won, and of dreams that were as vast as the sea itself. His expression was one of both joy and sorrow. It was as if he had seen the beauty of the world and its darkest corners. The joy in his eyes spoke of adventures and discoveries, while the sorrow hinted at losses and sacrifices made along the way. This duality made him a figure of profound mystery and allure. Elara felt a strange connection to him, as if she knew him. It was an inexplicable bond, a pull that she couldn't ignore. She felt as though their souls had danced together in another lifetime, intertwined by fate and destiny. The more she stared at the portrait, the stronger this feeling grew, filling her with a sense of urgency and purpose.
Who are you? Her voice was barely a whisper, but it carried the weight of her curiosity and longing. She needed to know more about this enigmatic sailor who had captured her heart and mind.
She opened the journal, its pages filled with elegant script. Each word seemed to breathe life into the story it told, drawing her deeper into the world of Caelum. The journal was a treasure trove of memories, chronicling his adventures, his dreams, and his deepest fears. It told the story of Caelum, a sailor who had fallen in love with the sea. The sea was his muse, his lover, and his greatest adversary. He had dedicated his life to exploring its vastness, seeking out its secrets and marvels. But his love for the sea came with a price. Cursed by a jealous siren, he was bound to the lighthouse as a spirit, visible only during the day. The siren's curse was a cruel twist of fate, trapping him between the worlds of the living and the dead. By night he was a mere shadow, a whisper in the wind, but by day he could be seen, a ghostly figure longing for freedom.
I have to help him. I have to break the curse. Elara's voice was filled with determination. She knew that she was the key to Caelum's salvation, and she was ready to face any challenge to set him free.
Caelum could only be freed by the love of a mortal woman who had to sing the siren's lullaby under the full moon. This task was no small feat, for the siren's lullaby was a haunting melody that could only be sung with a heart full of love and sorrow. Elara knew that she had to find the strength within herself to perform this sacred song. Elara's heart ached for Caelum, and she felt compelled to help him, to break the curse. She stood on the cliff, the wind whipping through her hair, and gazed out at the endless sea. She knew that her journey was just beginning, and that she would need all her courage and love to save Caelum from his eternal torment.
Elara closed the journal. She stared at Caelum's portrait. She felt a surge of emotion. Was it pity or something more? She couldn't deny the pull she felt towards this stranger.
The melody from the conch shell echoed in the silence. It seemed to whisper encouragement. She looked out the window. The full moon hung heavy in the sky. Its light bathed the sea in silver.
Elara knew what she had to do. She would sing for Caelum. She would break the curse.
She took a deep breath. She raised the conch shell to her lips. She closed her eyes. She began to sing. The melody poured from her lips. It was both haunting and beautiful. The notes flowed into the air. They filled the lantern room. They spilled out over the sea. The song was ancient. It spoke of love, loss, and longing. The air crackled with energy. The lantern room began to glow. The light pulsed in time with the song. Elara's heart pounded in her chest. She continued to sing. She poured all her emotions into the melody, hope, fear, and a love she hadn't known she possessed. The song reached its crescendo. The room was filled with blinding light. Then everything went silent. Elara opened her eyes. The light faded. There, standing before her, was Caelum. He was exactly as he was in the portrait. His blue eyes were wide with wonder. He was no longer a painting. He was real.
You sang for me.
I read your story. I had to help.
Caelum reached out. He touched her cheek. His touch sent shivers down her spine.
The curse, it is breaking, but there is one more test.
A cold wind swept through the lantern room. The temperature plummeted. The air crackled with a different kind of energy. It was dark and menacing. The sea outside the lighthouse churned violently. A figure rose from the waves. It was the spirit of the sea. Its eyes glowed with an eerie light.
You dare to defy me, mortal?
Its voice was like thunder. Caelum stepped in front of Elara.
I love her. Her love is stronger than any curse.
The spirit of the sea laughed.
We shall see.
The spirit of the sea conjured a storm. The waves roared with a fury that seemed to echo the spirit's anger, crashing against the rocks with relentless force. The sky darkened and the wind howled, carrying the scent of salt and the promise of chaos. Waves crashed against the lighthouse, each impact shaking its sturdy foundation. The beacon of hope stood tall amidst the tempest, its light flickering but never extinguishing. It was a symbol of resilience, a testament to the strength of those who sought refuge within. Wind howled through the lantern room, rattling the glass panes and whipping through the narrow corridors. Elara stood firm, her heart pounding but her resolve unshaken. She was a beacon of her own, a light in the darkness, unwavering in her determination. She would not back down. She loved Caelum with a passion that defied the storm's rage. Her eyes, filled with determination, reflected the lightning that split the sky. She was ready to face whatever came, for her love was stronger than any tempest. She reached for his hand, her fingers trembling but steady. Their fingers intertwined, a simple yet profound connection that spoke volumes. In that moment they were one, their hearts beating in unison, their souls intertwined. A surge of warmth flowed between them, starting from their joined hands and spreading outward. It was a warmth that defied the cold, a light that pushed back the darkness. It enveloped them, creating a sanctuary amidst the chaos. It pushed back the darkness, the storm's fury gradually subsiding. The clouds began to part, revealing glimpses of the calm sea beyond. The wind died down, and the waves grew gentler, as if the very elements were bowing to their love. The spirit of the sea shrieked in anger, its form flickering like a dying flame. It fought to maintain its hold, but the power of their love was too strong. With one final anguished cry, it vanished, leaving behind only the echoes of its rage. The first rays of dawn broke through the darkness, painting the sky with hues of gold and pink. It was a new beginning, a promise of hope and renewal. The sea, now calm and serene, reflected the beauty of the rising sun. The lantern room was bathed in golden light, the warmth of the sun filling every corner. Caelum turned to Elara, his eyes shining with a light that rivaled the dawn. He was free, his spirit unburdened, his heart full, his eyes shone brighter than the sun. He was free. He leaned down, his gaze never leaving hers. He kissed her, a kiss that spoke of promises kept and dreams fulfilled. It was a kiss that spoke of eternity, a love that had weathered the storm and emerged stronger. It was a testament to their bond, a celebration of their victory. A love that had conquered all. They embraced, their hearts beating as one, their souls forever intertwined. The sea, now calm and peaceful, bore witness to their love, a love eternal.